John, so great to see you, and congratulations on this.
Thank you.
I mean, not very many people get a chance to revisit a character. So to bring Ralph back to life you must have been ecstatic.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. This is the first time I've ever made a sequel to one of my films, so it was a rare opportunity. And I felt really close to Ralph when we made that first film. I built him from the ground up. He really came from a place of my heart. And his sense of humor is my sense of humor. So, yeah, I was thrilled to get to do it again.
Is it easier, or do you find that there's maybe a little bit of pressure because even though you know the character so well, and he's pretty much you, as you say, to up the game, or is there any type of pressure there?
Well, the pressure I think is more on the studio and on the filmmakers because they're the ones that are really trying to dazzle people with the new worlds of the movie.
Yeah.
And I do my part, of course. I felt more like it was a little bit easier in some ways because I didn't have to figure out all the rules of the universe that they live in.
Right.
We'd already figured that out. We already figured out our relationship the last time. And so this was just more like an exploration of their friendship, which was really fun to do. Sarah and I are actually pretty close friends, and it was fun to get to see her every day and do that.
I'm sure. I want to ask you, because a lot of people, when they do voiceover, they're stuck in a booth by themselves. But you and Sarah did a lot of your stuff together, which obviously, it shows in the film because you hear that banter. Tell me about working so closely with Sarah Silverman, because she is, well, you're a funny guy, but she's pretty darn funny too.
I'm a funny guy, but looks aren't everything.
Yes,
Sarah's very, very funny. She's like a brilliant comedic mind.
Yeah.
And but that said, we do a lot of funny stuff. Most of it kind of like teasing each other and saying goofy names back and forth to each other. But what I really explored with Sarah in this movie was that friendship, that intense stuff. Like, I love you and you're my friend. I'll miss you. And what a good friend does when a friend is growing in a different direction than them.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because I wanted to ask you what you think makes a really good friend, an honest friend.
Well, someone who's loyal and someone who's protective and someone who says what they say about you the same way in front of you as they do behind you.
Oh, you mean not on Twitter?
I think it's what we show in this film, the way that Ralph has to be a good friend of Vanellope, is sort of like letting her go. Of course they're going to stay friends, and you see at the end of the movie they stay connected, but they're going to spend less time together than they have in the past. And it's one of those really familiar moments for people where it's the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new chapter in people's lives.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times in friendships, it takes some adjustment. And those growing pains are what we explore in this movie.
Yeah, and a lot of people like to dress down when they're doing voiceover, but not you.
Not me. As you can see, I like to dress to impress.
That's great. Did you wear the hat too?
Yeah. I dress like this all the time, for better or worse. I'm an eccentric person.
It's great. It's you. It's your style. It's awesome. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. You have done so many films, great stuff. And I'm wondering, this film is also, as we were saying just earlier, about letting things go. Which one of your films was the hardest character to say goodbye to?
Well, this one is going to be very hard to say goodbye to now that I've done 2 movies with him. Before this one, I would say The Sisters Brothers, the film I just did, where I got to play a cowboy character, riding a horse every day, being outside in the beautiful landscapes. So that was really hard. Not so much the role, but the life of a cowboy. Getting to be outdoors, being in a relationship with this animal, and that was really cool.
You were so wonderful.
But most of the time, I'm ready to just move on.
Yeah.
Honestly, you spend 6 months obsessing about a character and living in their shoes. Usually after 6 months, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
It's great. It was great, and now I need to, go sleep for 2 months or something.
And then do the next role. And speaking of moving on, my goodness, you have so much stuff. You're reuniting with your buddy Will Ferrell. We're going to see that. Holmes and Watson. I mean, how much fun was that?
That was amazing. We shot in London, England.
Yes.
And Will plays Sherlock Holmes. I play Dr. John Watson. And suffice to say, it's a version of Sherlock Holmes you may not have seen before.
I look forward to that. And any chat between the two of you about another Step Brothers?
That's just something that other people like to chat about a lot. Will and I don't talk about it very much at all because we're so busy doing other things.
Yeah.
But At some
You never
point,
know.
we're going to have to listen to the world. The world keeps telling us to do another one.
The world wants it. And Stan and Ollie. I mean, oh my God, I cannot wait to see that. Now, come on, talk about putting pressure on your shoulders, playing that role.
Yeah, those are some big shoes to fill there. Oliver Hardy, I mean, he's one of the all-time greats. But at the same time, our mission was to like bring people back to them.
Yeah.
Help people remember how great Laurel and Hardy were and their films. All their films are on YouTube for free
Geniuses.
right now.
Yeah.
When you're finished watching this interview,
go
watch
them.
Laurel and Hardy on YouTube.
They're hysterical.
You will laugh out loud, I guarantee it.
One thing I really loved about this film was the brilliant minds of going into the internet and exploring like what they think happens behind the scenes there and everything. What site would you want to go to change or see behind the scenes if you could fix a site?
If I could fix a site, I don't know. I mean, do I like the actual site?
Faster delivery on Amazon. I don't know, something like that.
Or this. I mean, you can't get much faster delivery on
That's
Amazon.
true.
They're practically like there in 5 minutes these days.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. That's one of the fun things we play with in the movie is this sort of fantasy version of the backstage of the internet, like what the personification is of all these things behind the scenes. I don't know. I think I like the real world better than the internet, actually. I want to focus on going places in the real world that I haven't been.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. John, always a pleasure to talk to you. Congratulations on this, and best of luck. You're always so much fun to talk to. Thank you so much. Great to talk to you. Thank you, John.